Do you know what the truth is? The real, unvarnished truth about the world we live in? If you're ready to face it, if you're ready to confront the uncomfortable reality that surrounds us, then we're here to help you. We're going to take you on a journey to the heart of the matter, to the core of the issues that plague our society. So let's get started. Let's pull back the curtain and reveal the shocking truth that you must hear. We live in a world that's constantly bombarding us with information. We're told what to think, what to believe, and what to buy. We're surrounded by distractions, by noise, by chaos. It's easy to get lost in it all, to lose sight of what's truly important. But amidst all the noise, there's a truth that's waiting to be heard. It's a truth that's been hidden, suppressed, and ignored for far too long. It's a truth that has the power to change everything, to transform our world, to awaken us from our slumber. Today, we're going to shine a light on that truth. We're going to expose the lies, the half-truths, and the deceptions that have kept us in the dark. We're going to challenge the status quo, question the conventional wisdom, and push the boundaries of what's possible. We're going to talk about the big problems, the ones that seem insurmountable, the ones that keep us up at night. We're going to talk about the root causes of these problems, the systemic issues that perpetuate them. But we're not going to stop there. We're also going to talk about solutions. We're going to explore new ways of thinking, new approaches, and new possibilities. We're going to show you that there's hope, that there's a way out of this mess. We're going to empower you to take action, to be part of the solution. We're going to give you the tools, the knowledge, and the inspiration you need to make a difference. This is a call to arms, a wake-up call, a rallying cry for change. It's time to stop sleepwalking through life, to stop accepting the unacceptable, to stop settling for less than we deserve. It's time to rise up, to speak out, to demand better. It's time to create a world that's more just, more equitable, and more sustainable. It's time to unleash our full potential, to accept our true power, to become the change we want to see in the world. Are you ready? Are you ready to face the truth, to accept the challenge, to step into your greatness? If so, then let's begin. Let's start on this journey together, a journey of discovery, of transformation, of empowerment. Let's uncover the shocking truth that you must hear. The first truth we must confront is the undeniable reality of the environmental crisis that grips our planet. It's no longer a distant threat, it's here, it's now, and it's affecting us all. The evidence is overwhelming: rising temperatures, melting glaciers, extreme weather events, and the loss of biodiversity. The impact on our ecosystems is devastating. Coral reefs are bleaching and dying, forests are being cleared at an unprecedented rate, and countless species are facing extinction. The delicate balance of nature is being disrupted, with far-reaching consequences for our food security, water resources, and overall well-being. This is not just an environmental issue, it's a human issue. It's about the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the future we leave for our children. It's about the health and well-being of every living creature on this planet. The environmental crisis is a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with the natural world. We cannot continue to exploit and degrade our planet without facing severe consequences. We must recognize that our actions have consequences, and we must take responsibility for the impact we have on the environment. It's time to wake up to the reality of the environmental crisis and take decisive action to address it. We can no longer afford to ignore the warnings, to delay action, or to prioritize short-term gains over long-term sustainability. The future of our planet and our own survival depends on it. The root cause of this environmental crisis lies in our unsustainable patterns of consumption and production. We have built an economic system that prioritizes endless growth, fueled by the extraction and exploitation of natural resources. We consume far more than our planet can sustainably provide, and we generate waste and pollution at an alarming rate. Our reliance on fossil fuels is a major contributor to climate change. The burning of coal, oil, and gas releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat and causing the planet to warm. We continue to invest in and subsidize these dirty energy sources, despite the overwhelming evidence of their destructive impact. Our agricultural practices are also taking a toll on the environment. Deforestation, intensive farming, and the overuse of pesticides and fertilizers are contributing to soil degradation, water pollution, and the loss of biodiversity. We're sacrificing the long-term health of our ecosystems for short-term gains in food production. Our consumer culture is driving unsustainable levels of consumption. We're constantly bombarded with advertisements that encourage us to buy more, to upgrade, to discard and replace. We've become trapped in a cycle of consumption that's depleting our planet's resources and generating mountains of waste. The consequences of our unsustainable practices are already being felt around the world. Climate change is causing more extreme weather events, leading to loss of life, displacement, and economic disruption. The degradation of our ecosystems is threatening food security, water resources, and human health. The environmental crisis is not just an abstract concept, it's a lived reality for millions of people around the world. It's a crisis that's affecting our health, our livelihoods, and our future. It's time to acknowledge the root causes of this crisis and take bold action to address them. We need to transition to a sustainable economic model that prioritizes the well-being of people and the planet over endless growth. We need to invest in renewable energy sources, promote sustainable agriculture, and reduce our consumption. We need to challenge the prevailing narrative that economic growth is the only measure of progress. We need to recognize that true prosperity lies in living in harmony with nature, in respecting the limits of our planet, and in ensuring a sustainable future for all. The consequences of inaction are too dire to ignore. We're facing a planetary emergency, and we must act now to avert catastrophe. It's time to rethink our priorities, to change our behaviors, and to demand a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. The current solutions to the environmental crisis are falling short. While there have been some positive developments, such as the growth of renewable energy and the adoption of more sustainable practices by some businesses, these efforts are not enough to address the scale and urgency of the problem. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, have set ambitious targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. However, many countries are not on track to meet these targets, and there's a lack of political will to implement the necessary changes. Technological innovations, such as carbon capture and storage and electric vehicles, offer some promise in mitigating the impacts of climate change. However, these technologies are still in their early stages of development, and their widespread adoption faces significant challenges. Individual actions such as recycling, reducing energy consumption, and choosing sustainable products are important but not sufficient on their own. We need systemic change, not just individual responsibility, to address the root causes of the environmental crisis. The current solutions are failing because they're not addressing the underlying drivers of unsustainable consumption and production. They're treating the symptoms, not the disease. We need a fundamental shift in our economic and social systems to create a truly sustainable future. We need to move away from a reliance on fossil fuels and invest in renewable energy sources. We need to promote sustainable agriculture and reduce our consumption of meat and other resource-intensive products. We need to redesign our cities and transportation systems to be more efficient and less polluting. We need to challenge the power of corporations and governments that prioritize profit over the well-being of people and the planet. We need to demand greater transparency and accountability from those in power, and we need to hold them responsible for their actions. The current solutions are also failing because they're not inclusive or equitable. The impacts of the environmental crisis are disproportionately felt by the most vulnerable populations, particularly those in developing countries. We need to ensure that solutions are just and equitable, and that they address the needs of all people, not just the privileged few. We need to recognize that the environmental crisis is intertwined with other social and economic injustices, such as poverty, inequality, and discrimination. We cannot address one without addressing the others. The current solutions are failing because they're not inspiring enough. They're often presented as sacrifices, as burdens, as limitations on our freedom and prosperity. We need to reframe the narrative and show that a sustainable future is not only possible but also desirable. We need to paint a picture of a world where we live in harmony with nature, where we have clean air and water, where we have access to healthy food and sustainable energy. We need to inspire people to believe in a better future and to take action to create it. We need to show that sustainability is not a constraint but an opportunity, a chance to build a more just, equitable, and prosperous world for all. There is a new way forward, a path that offers a real solution to the environmental crisis. It's a path that accepts sustainability, equity, and innovation. It's a path that recognizes the interconnectedness of all living things and the need to live in harmony with nature. This new way involves a fundamental shift in our values and priorities. It requires us to move beyond the pursuit of endless growth and accept a more balanced and holistic approach to development. It calls for a redefinition of progress, one that measures success not just in terms of economic output, but also in terms of social well-being and environmental health. This new way involves a transition to a circular economy where resources are used efficiently and waste is minimized. It means designing products that are durable, repairable, and recyclable, and creating systems that encourage reuse and reduce consumption. It means investing in renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power and phasing out fossil fuels. It means promoting sustainable agriculture and reducing our reliance on industrial farming practices that harm the environment and our health. It means creating green jobs and investing in education and training to equip people with the skills they need for a sustainable future. It means ensuring that the benefits of a green economy are shared equitably and that no one is left behind. This new way involves accepting innovation and technology to create more sustainable and efficient solutions. It means supporting research and development in areas such as renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and green building design. It means harnessing the power of digital technologies to monitor and manage our environmental impact and to create more transparent and accountable systems. It means using data and analytics to inform decision-making and to drive progress towards a more sustainable future. It's time for you to take action. The environmental crisis demands our attention, our commitment, and our collective effort. We cannot afford to be passive observers. We must become active participants in creating a sustainable future. Your role in this movement is crucial. Every action you take, every choice you make can contribute to a healthier planet. It starts with educating yourself about the environmental challenges we face and the solutions that are available. Learn about the impact of your daily choices, from the food you eat to the products you buy to the way you travel. Make informed decisions that prioritize sustainability and reduce your environmental footprint. Reduce your consumption of single-use plastics, recycle whenever possible, and compost food scraps. Conserve water and energy in your home, and choose renewable energy sources when available. Support local businesses that prioritize the sustainability and ethical practices. Consider alternative modes of transportation such as walking, biking, or using public transit. If you need to drive, choose a fuel-efficient vehicle or carpool whenever possible. Reduce your reliance on air travel, which has a significant carbon footprint. Make your voice heard. Speak out about the environmental issues that matter to you. Contact your elected officials and urge them to support policies that promote sustainability and protect our planet. Join or support organizations that are working to address the environmental crisis. Use your skills and talents to contribute to the movement. If you're a writer, create content that raises awareness about environmental issues. If you're an artist, use your creativity to inspire others to take action. If you're a scientist or engineer, develop innovative solutions to environmental challenges. Every action counts. Even small changes can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to follow your lead. By taking action, you're not only contributing to a healthier planet, but also creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment in your own life. Imagine a world where renewable energy powers our homes and businesses, where our cities are designed for sustainability and walkability, where our food systems are regenerative and nourishing. Imagine a world where we protect our forests and oceans, where we value biodiversity and respect the interconnectedness of all living things. Imagine a world where we prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over the pursuit of endless growth. A world where we live in balance, where we consume responsibly, and where we leave a healthy legacy for future generations. This is the future we can create. It's a future that's worth fighting for, a future that's within our grasp. But it requires us to act now, to make bold choices, and to accept a new way of living. It's time to rise to the challenge, to step into our power, and to create the future we want to see. It's time to build a world that's sustainable, equitable, and justice for all. The future is in our hands. Let's make it a future that we can be proud of.